All right, we're gonna get started. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Kent Bravo. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Oakland Department of Transportation. Um, I want to thank you all for joining us to celebrate this latest completed section of the East Bay Greenway, a regional trail that would connect between the Lake Marriott BART station and South Hayward BART station. Um, the latest completed section is right here near Oakland Coliseum BART, which is right behind you. Notice how it's a path separate from high-speed traffic along San Leandro Avenue, allowing pedestrians and cyclists to travel more safely along this corridor and have easier access to BART.
My job today is pretty simple. I spent some time trying to set up an office in East Oakland and work remotely, and you can feel the disconnection. You can live it, you can breathe it, and so what this transportation projects are about systems. We're creating networks, we're connecting people, and you start looking at, it's not just Oakland, it's the region. And so connectivity becomes very important. So I really want to thank the team, commend the team for another job well done. We seem to be doing a lot of these. And so there will be more of this type of work to come. And look where we stand. We have our car sewer here, we have transit, and we have multi-use pedestrian bike. So we have everything all in one spot, even the cars honking at us as they drive by.
As a council member, some of the complaints that we get are potholes, public safety, but one of the bigger ones is traffic safety, right? And the violence that's on the street, the traffic violence, the speed of cars. And so this, in partnership with ACTC, shows our dedication to alternative forms of transportation besides cars and making sure that people have safe routes to school, work, or wherever they might travel throughout the city of Oakland. So I want to thank ACTC, DOT, and BART before this train comes. Thank you so much.
So I learned a number of different things over time. My son's high school graduation in Albany, we had to stop for the BART trains every time they go by, so if one comes by, I'll pause. But additionally, I've spent 25 years at the City of Albany on their Transportation Commissioner Council, 15 years as Transportation Manager, City of Berkeley. And what I've learned is all these projects we do individually have significant benefit. They're great. But additionally, every segment that we build connects a network that is transformative to people in the region, allowing people more transportation options, safer transportation options. And I'm thrilled at what the City of Oakland has done here in delivering this segment. Alameda CTC is continuing with other segments of the East Bay Greenway. We currently have the San Leandro segment out to bid, so that will be starting construction within 6 months, I would like to say. The Oakland North segment following shortly behind that. We have Oakland South as well, probably next spring, and continuing with grant funding applications for the Hayward segment. So this is all part of a 16-mile long segment that is going to create a significant connection for people walking and biking along the BART alignment, which allows access to transit. So this is walking, biking, last mile connections, all of the things that we want. And so we are delighted, and I'm just happy to be here to see this opening. So thank you very much.
My name is Robert Rayburn. I'm an elected BART director representing the flatlands of East Oakland all the way south to South Hayward Station. And it's really an honor for me to be here with OakDOT, with East Bay, Bike East Bay, with AC Transit, the Scraper Bike teams in town, Streets Blogs here. This is a good turnout. Why does this matter to BART? The last mile. If you're ever indecisive about where to build first, think about starting at that last mile to get people safely to our fare gates at BART. The initial phase of this project began November 6, 2015. That provided access between the BART fare gates at the Coliseum down to 85th Avenue. At the time, a lot of people said, well, why does this little tiny segment matter? It's only a mile long. But it was an absolute barrier to people that needed to get to the Brookfield Village on that 85th Avenue crossing, the first crossing you can make over the Union Pacific Railroad tracks to the south of our station. It got people to the DMV. That's kind of important. It also served and continues to serve hundreds of employees every day that commute to FedEx. And of course, the Brookfield Recreation Center is a major destination for many people. So the funding streams that put this together, BART was engaged in garnering funds from things like TIRSIP and affordable housing and sustainable communities. One of our access policies says we're elevating bike and walking and transit above automobile expenditures. And we've been continuing to maintain that and go after the funding to build projects just like this before we build the housing. So these are key projects for us. Again, now we have phase 2. I'm so glad to be here. It gets us up to Seminary. I hope we can continue this both all the way to Fruitvale, as well as make the turn right here, go by the Coliseum to the Bay Trail on 66th. That's the goal. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy.
Right here we had the ribbon cutting for the East Bay Greenway project, segment 2. And really excited to have this project finally be completed after many years of planning, design, and construction.
So this is a project between Department of Transportation, BART, Alameda County Transportation Commission, to ensure that we have safe pathways along the BART, making sure that people can ride their bikes from Oakland to other places in the Bay Area.
This is such an important connection to make a street like San Leandro that's, it serves a lot of industrial uses, so there's heavy trucks, big trucks. Make it safer for people walking and biking, and it's a great connection to BART station, and it's going to extend along the entire corridor for miles and miles, connecting people by bike and walking.
Slowing the speed of traffic, changing the culture of traffic, and also safe pathways to school, work, and wherever you might go.
Between Seminary and 85th Avenue, people live along this corridor. They need access to our fare gates. They need access to the jobs and activities that go on up and down this busy corridor. St. Vincent de Paul even has a large facility just down the block near 85th. And so a lot of people said to me when we first dedicated the initial segment in 2015, they said, "What are you doing building this little tiny section?" Well, it's so important to do the most important stuff first. And those people that commute every day to those jobs at FedEx, it's very meaningful for them to be able to walk or bicycle to work.
A way that the community, I think you can kind of see it as you come up and down this corridor already. Like as we were being built, people were already starting to use it. There's an AC Transit bus, like their bus station is over there, and you see a lot of even the workers, I think, going to and from this path.
Well, think of if you were crossing the United States and all of a sudden you get to the Grand Canyon. That represents a barrier. And getting from Coliseum BART to all the jobs at the FedEx, at the DMV, at Brookfield Village, these are important destinations for many people that live between Seminary and down to 85th Avenue.
Yeah, the benefit for this project for the community is that there is a safe way from Seminary all the way to the BART station for the community to ride their bike and to go walk here safely. And this is beautification for the city.
Also, I believe this path is permeable. That means water can soak through the path. So while we call it a greenway and people say, well, the only green I see is paint, it's environmentally green because it does the right things and it allows people to make it to our fair gates safely.
So one, we have to get to people where they are, right? A lot of times, like, people will go to TV or newspaper. Some people, you have to get into people's phones, right? And so checking out Department of Transportation's Instagram and Facebook, because they have some of the best social media in the city of Oakland.